Yeah, I guess it's good to be in. The secret's out, I guess, that I've joined. I think I was only joining as a player at first, and then obviously things happened with the manager, and yeah, we sort of went from one thing to another quite fast. It feels good to be here, and it feels good to finally be enjoying football again after a couple of months of just not enjoying football in general, and finding it like I was losing my way a little bit. So it's good to come in and find that happiness again. So yeah, a little bit of background on myself. Obviously, introducing myself as the Ballers coach, I guess. Way long ago, I was playing at just a level with my friends. I've probably only ever been up to like Kent County standard as a player, and never really been past that. But I loved coaching. And then a few years back, I was with Welling Town here in the Skeffel Prem now. I was with them in when they were in Div 1, and I was doing loads of things for them, and then I left and I joined Erith Belvedere Reserves as a coach, and then very quickly I was put in as manager, and it was a good experience to be involved in the men's game. Changed a lot of things at the club and got the club up to a little bit of a better standard, and then eventually handed it over to my pal Lockie, who's still there today and they're thriving. And then after that, I just sort of found my way into the women's game, I guess, and I was with Charlton under 21 ladies, and then we went from there to Stevenage, and then from Stevenage it didn't quite work out. This was at the beginning of this season. Ended up at Dartford. Really enjoyed my time at Dartford. Dartford is brilliant, and I was loving my life there. But then the other coach decided to come back, and I didn't want to be sort of the last coach again, and it was very amicable. And the manager Connor, he's still one of my good pals. I see him every weekend at my Saturday club, Cray Valley, who I do all their media for and photography and all that kind of stuff. And then I had a very brief stint at Aylesford, but I really fell out of love with it, and decided that it wasn't for me at that moment. I do really want to make a return to the women's game, maybe next year. But right now I'm focusing on this project, and as in for Sunday League in Westphal, I've won the Westphal League with Blaine Horn, who was Welling Town manager when we went almost unbeaten. I think we lost to one team, and then we made a return a few years ago. But it didn't quite work out, and I wasn't giving it my all, and I decided to go to the women's game a bit more full time, I guess, which was Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday at Stevenage. And just travelling there and back, and I just couldn't commit to Sundays. But I'm so glad to be here at Ballers and to be given the opportunity to just put my stamp on it, I guess, and to help push this team along. Established there. Obviously, you guys were already filming, which was something that was good. And I was always watching you guys because obviously I had to upload all your footage and stuff when it comes home on a Sunday, and saw you guys were struggling a little bit, and I know that we kept talking, and the fact that it appealed to me that was like you wanted someone who was going to be positive, and I know that I'm a positive guy and I can do positive things, and when I started to meet the lads, I could tell you that everyone who's on board is buying in. So obviously you obviously parted ways with your manager, who not being rude, he was probably a bit too old for anything realistically for what he was doing, and this is obviously my words, not yours, and I think maybe he was a little bit outdated. It's not to say that you should never stop, but you should always continue to learn, and I felt like some of the things he was telling players was just not true. So me and you had a word about that, and yeah, the first training session I came, I think it was something like 11 players plus myself, but I introduced myself really quickly, and said that I wanted to be positive and to change the thinking, because obviously you guys were on a bad run, and I wanted to get going. I wanted to get them in, be positive, and turn positives and negatives. There's no losing, only learning, and there's no failure, only the the attempt to go again. So yeah, coming in was good, and it was a positive result. Yeah, so we're definitely looking forward to just continuing from there, really. And from that first training session, I think we're now 3 to 4 weeks in, and we we're trying to build something different. I've said from the beginning that this is a long-term project, but I might not be here long-term, but I want to make sure I leave you guys with the right instructions and leave the club always in a better way than when I found it. Someone's comments recently was, I'm at the wheel. I'm not at a wheel. I'm turning the fortunes of a club that's not doing great into something that can be done right. I might not be here forever, but I'll always have a hand in what's going around, and always be on the end of the phone for whoever wants it. So yeah, there's something to build on here. To be honest, I don't even know if I am the right man for the job, but it takes a brave man to step into any club and want to, especially on the level that we're at, Sunday League. It takes a brave man to want to step in when things are going wrong and try and put things right. I don't know if I am the right man for the job, but I know right now that the players believe that I am. You can tell that every game that we've played, like we've played 3 games now, we've had 3 to 4 training sessions, and every time things have got bigger and better. Every time we've come with a good attitude, and players who walk off unhappy, I instantly flip that around and say, have we improved? I never promised that results would change overnight, but I did say performances would improve. And that's probably what makes me the right man for the job, because we've got such a positive thing now where we're not exploding on ourselves. We are taking it as it comes. Training is done right as well. I think as well, even though it is, everyone says, oh, it's Sunday League, you've got to treat it like it's Saturdays. You've got to treat it like you're in the Prem. You've got to treat it like, the best you can. So no more just showing up 5-10 minutes beforehand, quick change, quick this. Be disciplined in what you do. Be the right person for that team, and show it, and just lead from the front, show up early, get the good prep in, talk yourselves through it, and instantly believe that you can win games. And if you win games, you can do the right things. So obviously we're not in a good position, but we need to make sure that we're better at the back and we're stronger in that sense, and we're more positive, because that's my plan going forward. Look, if you're positive and you start right and you do the right prep and you're not showing up late and you've got the right attitude and you've got the right players around you, everything will be better. And that's just the plan for this club, realistically, is to prep properly, to do things right. If you don't show up properly, you're already halfway there to planning to fail. If you show up on a Sunday ready to fight, ready to be in the game from the get-go, because if you show up mentally on a Sunday saying, oh, we lost and we're going to lose again, you've already lost that battle. So the plan realistically is to get them to understand their roles, with obviously training once a week, which is great, and then to get them on a Sunday to be prepped properly, and to have a base 11, where at the minute we're chopping and changing, where we've got a big squad, but we need to get players to pin down their positions. I think out of the squad I have, out of 11, maybe 6 are pinned down, so there's lots of places up for grabs. But the performances have been really good. Obviously we're going to start with the Woolwich Common game, which was a friendly, and then we've had 2 performances since then, which I won't give away obviously for content reasons, but it's all there. And as it was said on the Self podcast, by Gibbs, who obviously says, I've done it seems like I'm doing a good job so far, because like I said before, you guys were disorganised, you guys were not playing properly, where now we're pretty much more like a team, and we're a bit more consolidated at the back. Yes, we've let in goals, but they're not goals that teams have broken us down. As you can see when we release the content, that we're a team now that can play football, and that it's going to be hard to break us down, because defensively we're getting better. I believe that defence will win you games. You know, if you can stay in the game for long enough, you'll get your opportunity. And yeah, that's the right way to do things. Get better at the back. And you know, I've seen these guys can score goals, but now we need to get into our heads that we need to defend properly and be more of a team. And if we go 1-0 down, I'm really proud of the guys, because when they have gone 1-0 down in all of the 3 games that we've played, the response has still been good enough. So yeah,